Hi everyone, it's me, Joya. I'm here in Charles County this morning. I'm actually located in Waldorf, Maryland, where I'm showing 3 of my land listings. One is a 6-acre, a 4-acre, and a 9-acre. And I'm showing it to a realtor and their potential buyer who's relocating here to the DMV area. So I'm gonna kind of share a little information about the land, each one, and we'll walk through it. And at the end of it, I'll be able to answer any of your questions that you might be able to email me or inbox me about any one of the 3 listings lands. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. I am leaving out the 6-acre lot and I'm walking to the other 2 location lot, which is actually on Jermaine Place, which I mentioned earlier. On the right hand side is the 4-acre lot. It's 2 lots separated with 2 separate tax IDs. And the other lot is the 9-acre lot on the left hand side, which is 5 lots separated with 5 separate tax IDs. And you can build multiple homes on each side, either one. And both of them do have access to well and septic. So here on the right, as you start at the end of this fence pole right here, go down is the actual 4 acres over here to my right. I'll walk down a little bit here so you can see it. All this land on the right is the 4-acre lot. Okay, like I said, it's a great country scenery, suburb lifestyle. It has a lot of potential. And again, this is raw land. So, you know, when you're seeing raw land, it's a lot of trees. It could be a lot of land. There's a lot of dirt. But all of that is part of land development and working with your engineer and your builder to do all the things that you need to put together to build your home. And as I mentioned before, you know, I teach this class plenty times in detail. It's like a 4-hour class. It's a 2-day class. I do it in 2 hours, like 2 hours each day. And because it's so much information, it can overwhelm you when you're dealing with raw land. But that's why I create the ebook, the Land Queen ebook, so you can be able to have, you know, like an outline of all the main questions and things that you need to ask, you know, the actual steps, and you can actually access this information in my link in my bio. So that gives you a lot of information. So it goes all the way down there. You see all those, the clearing of the land is out. And then, you know, it also is a cul-de-sac down at the end. So it goes all the way down the end. You see someone already living there. And it comes back around and comes back out. But this is the 4-acre land. So I just want to kind of keep showing you as we keep walking. And you can see all the land of the 4 acres. And like I said, land is raw. It has a lot of potential. It's in a great location. And it's something that can be very beautiful at the end of the whole process. Okay, so I'm just kind of show you this way as you're coming back down Jermaine Road. And then I'm going to walk back down. We're going to talk about the 9-acre lot, which is directly across from the 4-acre lot. So let me hurry up and get down this road real quick, and then we're gonna turn around and we'll talk about the 9-acre and what all the possibilities it is for that. Today is, you know, I'm out here walking, and today is such a beautiful day, I should say. Good exercise as I'm walking all these lots today. This will be like my 2nd time walking it, because I walked it earlier with the realtor and the buyer and answered all their questions about the lot locations. And I think it was very impressed about, you know, some of the information, because I gave them a lot of information that they can utilize to kind of make a good decision. You know, I gave them builders that I can refer to them as an option if they like to. It's, you know, it's not mandatory. They can choose their own builder, but I do recommend that you make sure you have a good engineer as well as a good builder and maybe a project manager to kind of help you, you know, to stay on track and meet your deadline in building your home. So I'm gonna kind of turn around here so you can see the 9-acre lot. So There's a house at the end, and I told you before there's a cul-de-sac to come around. And where some of the land is cleared out right there, you see, is a part of the 9 acres that's over there. The owner at the end of the road tried to keep, the grass down, of course, from around his house. And even the land over here is the 4 acres that he cleared out as well. So he keeps the grass maintained. He knows the owners who owns the land next door to him. So there's good neighbors here. And this is the 9 acre lot, as I mentioned to you. It's 5 lots on 9 acres. They're all separated, tax ID separated. You can be able to build multiple properties on this land if you like to, or you can build your own house and have 9 acres of land. But this is a 9 acres of land, and of course, like I mentioned, raw land is raw land. You can see trees, you'll see dirt, you'll see grass, see all the stuff that comes with raw land. But that's part of land development, where they have to go out, get your builder to clear it out, to prep it, prepare it, based off your site plan that your engineer puts together for you, for the house of your choice, the house of your dreams. This is part of land development. It's always looked very challenging in the beginning, but at the end, it's become a beautiful home or a beautiful community. And again, this is something that, I teach, and I have a lot of people always call me and ask me questions about land all the time. So, this is why I kind of took all the information from my classes and my workshops that I did about land, and I created the Land Queen ebook so that people can be able to access it, look at the questions, the guidance and the steps that I give you, and kind of making sure you find land the right way, what's the possibilities of it, so it can be beneficial to you. Because land is very tricky. Not everybody is specialized in land, and I am one of the agents, and I'm sure it's others, but I am one that's definitely specialized in land. So if you have any questions, you'd like to email me, you can. I'll be glad to talk with you. Or if you have land that you might want to sell, you might have family land that you might want to sell, or you might have land that you thought you was going to build something, but you decide, I'm not going to do it. Definitely give me a call. I'll be glad to help you to sell your land if that's something that you would like to do. Or if you'd like to talk about land development for your land, that's an option as well. So I just want to kind of put that out there so you know it. And it's probably is good for investors too. I don't want to not to forget about the investors. So it's not just for homeowners. It can be for investors as well. Investors do look for properties outside of existing houses or existing buildings to do investment. This is an excellent property to invest in. Of course, it's a long-term investment, but it is beneficial in the long run. So this is something that an investor is interested in. This is something that you can, check out and be able to, utilize it and benefit from it, because it is an excellent location. Like I said, this is 9 acres. As you see, I'm walking back towards the front. This is 9 acres, 5 separate lots, 5 separate tax ID number for each lot. And it has access to public water and sewer. So you do have access to utilities, access to overhead electricity. All this is already here at this particular location. And if you have any questions, you can definitely give me a call. You can also click my link and get information, about some of my properties, or you can get information about the ebook. And especially for those who are new to real estate or just curious about real estate and they want to learn more, on my YouTube page, I do have classes that I have taught in the past that I put on my YouTube page for those who are interested to learn about investing, what to look for, how to find alternative financing for properties like these, to be able to do, a big land development, or to be able to just learn about real estate, whether it's rehabbing, fix or flip, rental properties, I'll talk about all that on my workshop. On my workshop class that I taught. So it is on my YouTube page for those who are curious about real estate. And I also teach about building business credit for my clients in my classes. You know, that's very good because a lot of people use their personal credit to do investment. And sometimes that's not the real option. You should use your business credit, you know, first, but you need to know how to build it. So I talk about that as well. You know, for my homeowners, I talk about the personal credit. If you need to repair your credit, either way, you know, it's good for entrepreneurs, investors, or regular home buyers. So I do have, you know, an ebook I created from one of my class sessions and put together, and you can access that as well in my link in my bio. So when you get a chance, check it out. But again, I am here in Charles County in Waldorf at a location where I have three land listings. I have a 6 acre, I have a 4 acre of land, and I have a 9 acre land. So if you have any questions, you know, definitely hit me up, give me a call. I'd be glad to talk with you about it. Or if you're interested in buying and selling your existing home, I am an extraordinary realtor outside of my land queen hat, and I have a lot of experience dealing with land, as I mentioned, and I'd be glad to talk with you more. All right, until next time, peace.